Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
You're taking a look at 4 Live radar. Rain, and more rain. We're going to go ahead and check in with Brandon coming up in just a moment. But first, we're following breaking news this afternoon. A young boy walking to school knew something was wrong when a stranger offered him candy. Now Detroit police are investigating, and we're talking to the boy's mother. But first, Governor Whitmer just signed a bill that could finally mean lower car insurance payments. The bipartisan bill was just signed a little while ago at the Mackinac Conference. Our Devin Skillion was there to witness what could be a historic moment for Michigan drivers. He joins us live now at noon. Devin?
Hi there, Sandra. I've been coming to this conference for many years. I really haven't seen too many scenes like the one we saw here today with the governor signing this Senate Bill number 1 into law. And it's noteworthy for a couple of reasons. First of all, for the way that we got here, a Democratic governor with 2 Republican houses in the legislature coming together to create something we haven't seen very much lately, and that's a bipartisan answer for something. But secondly, the crafters of this bill, the law itself, they really believe that this is going to have a dramatic impact on the rates that we all pay for insurance, coming down $1,000 or more a year for many of us. That includes people like Mayor Mike Duggan.
This is definitely going to be the highlight of my day for the people of Michigan and especially for the people of the city of Detroit. This is an excellent piece of legislation. It doesn't solve everything, but it moves us dramatically down the road.
I think it's historic, too, that I'm signing a bill about car insurance in the one place where you can't drive a car.
Rather fitting. And with that, she put pen to paper and wrote Senate Bill number 1 into law. There really was this ecumenical feeling today of these parties coming together and talking about what can happen very much against the tide. I think they all feel of what we're seeing right now, the gridlock that's happening in Washington. So the question now is, can they turn that into other matters as they turn their attention now to funding for our roads and fixing what is Michigan's signature big problem right now. The governor told me today she thinks that they can do that, and she's hoping that they'll have a plan in place before the end of June. We'll wait and see. Live from the Mackinac Island Policy Conference. More coming up later on today. Devin Skillion, Local 4 News. Sandra, back to you.
We'll see you this afternoon. Thanks, Devin. Also breaking now at noon, a 10-year-old boy says he ran from a stranger on his way to school after he was offered candy. Sean Lay joins us now live after talking with investigators and also the boy's mother. Sean?
And Sandra, can you imagine how scary this was for Mom? She was at work, her 10-year-old son walking the short distance from this neighborhood here right over to his school, Plymouth Educational Center, on the phone with Mom the entire time saying, look, Mom, someone is following me and will not relent. Here's what happened.
Somebody, as my son was walking to school, somebody was trying to kidnap him, take him, asked him, do he want candy? He said no, and I told him to run. He ran all the way to school.
Brittany Howes is a mom out of breath and in a panic. Her 10-year-old son, Monte, was walking just a short distance from his home to his school, Plymouth Educational Center, here at East Forest and Russell in the Forest Park neighborhood just east of I-75 near Warren. Her son says a man approached him on foot, followed him, offering him candy. And when Monte took off, that man continued to follow him. The boy was on his phone with his mother the entire time.
He said, they trying to get me, and I told him to run and run and run and don't stop, and that's what he did.
Back here live, we're told the school will be alerting parents to this incident. We've seen Detroit police coming and going from the school all morning long. Officers telling me they are working up a description. Mom says the best description she got from her son is this: a slender white man, about 30 years old, spiky hair, black shirt, wearing shorts. And what really stood out to her son, Sandra, was a sword tattoo, a tattoo of a sword on his leg. Much more on this coming up as it develops throughout the afternoon. Back to you.
Yeah, very, very frightening for that boy. Thank you, Sean. Well, it looks clear out there now. Brandon is tracking the possibility of maybe some spotty showers later this afternoon, right, Brandon?
Yeah, and Grand Prix Free Friday tomorrow, but a live shot here of some of the drivers doing some laps, maybe in preparation for some Saturday showers at Belle Isle. But right here, right now, we're at 70 Metro. A little cooler with some rain that just passed out of Troy. 63 there, Howell 63, Ann Arbor almost 70 degrees. And upper 60s, low 70s through the afternoon. We're getting a little bit of sun you saw on Sean's live shot, but as we go through the afternoon, the clouds will thicken up again, and through the afternoon, early evening, scattered showers, maybe a few soakers mixed in there as well. Here's a look at the current situation. We had a decent line come through right the tail end of the morning drive, as advertised, almost perfectly by the models. And currently, we're getting a little bit of wet weather up in our north zone, parts of Macomb County, northern Oakland, and up into the Thumb. As we take a wider view, though, we're tracking, Sandra, these showers. We'll do it hour by hour for your Thursday and that Grand Prix weekend coming up.
Thank you, Brandon. From the Fab Five to running the team, the University of Michigan introducing Juwan Howard as the team's new head coach. Let's go ahead and listen in live.
Athletics, Ward Manuel.
Welcome. This is a great day for the University of Michigan, for our basketball program. And I want to thank you all for being here. Thank everybody who's watching. And I hope you enjoy this day as much as I will. I want to thank several people, and I want to start by thanking all of the regents for their leadership. Especially, we have two regents with us today, Regent White sitting over here, and Regent Paul Brown sitting right there as well. I want to thank President Sussel. He's out of town. But he had about 30-minute conversation last week with Juwan that he characterized as a conversation that he really enjoyed. And so he said to make sure that you knew he looked forward to sitting down with you soon when he gets back in town. I want to thank all the executive officers who are here. They're my colleagues, a great group of campus leaders, and also appreciate members of the ABIA who are present here today. My thanks to all of our donors, and I do mean all of them, with special thanks to a few. Stephen Ross, Nate Forbes, who's here today, Don Graham, Al Glick, who's here today. But certainly, last but certainly not least, I want to thank David and Meredith Kaplan, who have named the men's basketball position and are very generous supporters of not only athletics, but men's basketball, and they look forward to meeting Juwan very soon. I want to thank several of my head coaches. Juwan, you may meet them today, but you'll see that you have great head coach colleagues that are here. Jim Harbaugh is here. They're all sitting back over here. Carol Hutchins, Mel Pearson, Jen Klein, Adam Steinberg, James Henry, Mark Rosen, Bev Plocky, and Sean Burnett are all here today to support you and welcome you to the family. So please give them all a round of applause. I want to thank Doug Ganaki, who was with me every step of the way. I think he got a little tired of me in the end, but that's what happens. You know, he and I were spending a lot of time together for pretty close to about 9-10 days. He's been with me for 20 years. Trust him implicitly. He was asking Juwan questions directly and back and forth. I think he was talking to you about some of your dance moves at one point. But I want to thank him and acknowledge him publicly. And Greg Harden, who's the sports administrator for men's basketball, for his support and counsel along the way. Len Pernin and Gene DiFilippo from Turnkey for their tremendous assistance. I think Len is here today and was going to try to stop by. I want to thank all the basketball alums, and I see several of them that I actually talked to that are here in the crowd. I see Terry and Tim and Jimmy. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. And believe me, they share their thoughts about what I need to do. Even when I don't ask, when I see them around, they share their thoughts. And I'm appreciative because I reached out to them and they were prepared and gave great thoughts and suggestions. I too want to thank the media that's here today. for being here to cover this and for your coverage, some of which I don't like, but most of which I find to be very good. Now, most importantly, I want to welcome Janine, Jace, and Jet, and all of the Howard family here. For those of you who haven't been around, I know probably some of y'all were around when he played, but for those of you who are new, welcome to the University of Michigan family. It's so great to have you guys here with us. Tell a little side story that convinced me the man had good decision making. I said to him, I said, you know, Janine, is she going to move from Miami and all? It was a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. So I set him with his back to the beach in the water so he couldn't see it. I didn't want him thinking about what he might be leaving if he left. And I said to him, I said, is Janine ready to do this? And he looked at me and said, if she wasn't, I wouldn't be here. And that told me a lot about him and his decision making, because I have one in Chrisland who is the same way. So I want to start the process of talking about this search a little bit and Juwan by thanking John Beilein for his 12 years of service to the University of Michigan, the success his teams produced, and him and his family for their unwavering love and support of this team, this department, in this university. He will always remain a friend, and I wish him much continued success in everything that he's doing. Yeah, please. I especially want to thank the student athletes, the coaches, and all the men's basketball staff for your success this past year and the years prior, and for sticking together as this process unfolded. Please give them a round of applause. I have been fortunate during my past 3 years as AD to have time to observe and gain a full understanding of the state of our men's basketball program, and it is strong. There were a majority of factors that are considered in the search, some of which I talked about prior to the search beginning, but they included high integrity and great character, coaching experience, someone who could teach the game, a proven winner, etc. We worked through an analysis of many coaches, and many excellent individuals showed interest. We looked at many, broad scope. I stand here today with my choice. Coach Howard has a great passion for our university and for the sport of basketball. He resonates with our universities, our students, our donors, alums, and fans. He will take great pride in promoting the community and the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. His personality and lifetime success, lifetime, since a child, success in basketball will allow him to connect already, as I witnessed this morning, to our student athletes, recruits, and their families. Coach Howard takes great pride in development of players on and off the court. Many people don't understand how important and how much teaching occurs in the NBA, where he has a tremendous track record of success. My conversation with Eric Spoelstra was insightful to how well he understood the X's and O's. Eric was effusive about Juwan's ability as a coach. Coach Howard will surround himself with great coaches and support staff. They will work hard to continue the success of the men's basketball program. I am very confident that he'll make Michigan fans, alumni, faculty, staff, and students very proud. Ladies and gentlemen, our new David and Meredith Kaplan head men's basketball coach for the University of Michigan Wolverines. Please welcome Juwan Howard. So we brought the jersey back. This is for you. Congratulations, man. Thank you. Wow. It's tears of joy. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I said I wasn't going to cry. Guess that never happens when you're excited about something that's so special to you, that means so much. Last time I had a press conference in this building was 1994. I declared that I was going to go to the NBA. Felt like I was letting down my teammates because I didn't do what I came here to do. And that was to bring a championship to this university. A university that I care so much about. I guess you can see that now, huh? Now let's fast forward 25 years later. I'm back. I'm back to help continue this Michigan tradition. I'm back to help continue this beautiful culture that has been instilled here before me and whenever that day comes after me. My grandmother, she's so proud right now. My best friend, Lamont Juice Carter, many of you know, who's well connected and I have a close relationship with. He's so proud right now. Never thought that this day would ever come, but more importantly, I'm overjoyed for this new opportunity. You know, this is the second biggest accomplishment in life for me, to be the head basketball coach at the University of Michigan. Now, I know some of you are saying, like, okay, well, what was number one? Getting a degree from the University of Michigan. That was my number one accomplishment in life thus far. That degree meant so much to me as a man, as a leader, as a father. It doesn't stop. Now it's my goal to help lead a beautiful group that's sitting back there, to teach them the values of how important, how privileged they are, how special they are to be a part of the Michigan tradition. That just feels so good to say that, the University of Michigan. Before I even go any further, all this wouldn't have been possible. And I have to thank some people that helped make this possible. President Mark, who is not here today, thank you. Ward Manuel, thank you. Doug, thank you, sir. There you go. My wife, Janine, you giving me your blessings to pursue my dream job
thank you. My kids, my boys that are here, my family members who are not here, thank you guys for supporting me. I also want to thank my college teammates. Jimmy is here, Jimmy King. He's been a big inspiration, big reason why I'm sitting here today. Jimmy and I were dorm mates. We sat there and talked. I think I recruited you, right? I told Jimmy I'm coming. You better come with me. So he listened. That's how the story went. Chris, Jalen, Jimmy and Ray, everyone always talk about how special those guys were. But there were other guys that I must say that had a huge impact on my success here at University of Michigan. Chris Bossert, Chip Armour, Chris Setter, Rob Pelinka, Freddie Hunter, Bobby Taylor, Maktar Njai, Michael Talley, Dugan Fife, Leon Derricks, and yes, many more. Those guys need to be recognized for everything that they have done contributing to why I am here today. Thank you, fellas. So I'd like to end by saying I'm sorry, I apologize for my emotions. You got the best of me, but hopefully you know after we leave here today that I'm all in, a Michigan man. Go Blue.
And you've been listening live there to Michigan's new head coach, Juwan Howard. We are going to have much more on Coach Howard's introduction coming up on our evening newscast and, of course, on clickondetroit.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back.